Hello students, this is KV Ramana, lecturer of zoology. Today we are going to continuity of the last episode, that's episode 11. Generally, lungs are present in the chest cavity or air-filled thoracic cavity, right? Basically, lungs cannot draw the air by themselves. The reason is lungs do not have any type of muscle. It is a spongy tissue. But how the lungs can take the air from the atmosphere? There is a special structures which helps in inspiration and expiration. That means inhalation and exhalation of the air. That we can call as a muscles. There are basically two important muscles in the human beings. One is diaphragm, second one is intercostal muscles. So in the last lecture we have completed about the diaphragm very clearly. Diaphragm is a muscular separation. Just you see the diagram, you can see that very clearly, right, where the diaphragm is present in our body. It is a muscular septum and which is present only in the mammals and which separate the upper thoracic cavity and lower abdominal cavity. And there is a muscles are present in the diaphragm is called radial muscles that we learnt. This is involved in the mainly in the inspiration, right? So at the same time, now we are going to talk about the second type of muscle is intercostal muscles. What is the intercostal muscles? How it is formed? We'll see that. These intercostal muscles are present the space between two ribs is called intercostal space, right? If you see in the diagram, you can see very clearly where the intercostal space is present, right? So where the intercostal space is present? Intercostal space is present between the two ribs, right? In which two types of muscles are present. That means in the intercostal space, there is two types of muscles are present. One is external intercostal muscles in abbreviated form, external intercostal muscle, EICM. Internal intercostal muscles in the abbreviated form, internal intercostal muscles, right? There are two important muscles which are present between the two ribs, right? How these external intercostal muscles are origin, how the internal intercostal muscles are origin. Let us see how the external intercostal muscles are origin. Here you have to remember that, right? So if you see the rib cage, rib cage is formed by the many anatomical structures such as there is a ventrally sternum, in the back side dorsally vertebral column, and sidewards there is a ribs are present, and posteriorly there is a diaphragm, and anteriorly there is a neck and clavicle bones are present, right? So if you see in the picture, you can understand there are 12 pairs of ribs are present. Each rib is connected by, there are two types of muscles. So ribs are bones, they cannot move by themselves. But how these ribs are moved with help of the muscles are called intercostal muscles. Let us see where the external intercostal muscle is present. External intercostal muscle is originated dorsal part of upper rib inserted on the ventral part of the lower rib. That means there is a 12 pairs of ribs are present in the parallelly. This is the upper rib, this is the ventral part, this is the dorsal part. From the dorsal part it is originated and inserted on the ventral part of the lower rib. This is a very important. This is the lower rib. Okay, now this lower rib also have the, what is that, ventral part and dorsal part. Here it is originated and here is the inserted. You remember very clearly. Like this they have to insert it. Next, what is the use of this? Okay, now as like diaphragm we have seen that here also during contraction, okay, now by contraction of external intercostal muscles, ribs, what are the ribs are present? The ribs and sternum. These ribs and sternum moves upward and outward. When it is contracted, the ribs and sternum will be comes upward and outward. By the result, there is a large space is produced in the thoracic cavity. That is nothing but volume. Whenever the volume is increased in the chest cavity, the pressure is decreased, so there is a chance of inhalation takes place. I hope you have understood about the external intercostal muscles. You remember where it is present, right? External intercostal muscles are present. It is originated from the dorsal surface of our dorsal part of the upper rib. It is originated from the dorsal part of the upper rib and inserted into the ventral part of the lower rib, right? What is the function of this? By contraction of these external intercostal muscles, ribs and sternum shift upwards and outward. So it helps in the inspiration. It takes the air by movement of these muscles. Next, second type of muscles. These muscles are very important during forceful breathing by voluntary movement. It's a very important. That means when you're in normal condition, unconsciously we are taking the breath 12 to 16 times per minute. But whenever you change your activities, that means you want to go for the running or vigorous activities, at the time you need forceful breathing. Otherwise, whenever you go to the doctor suggests you take long breath. At that time what happens? These internal intercostal muscles are involved. Right? Let me explain about the origin of the internal intercostal muscles. Right? Just now I have seen that the origin of the external intercostal muscles. Let us see the origin of internal intercostal muscles. Internal intercostal muscles are originated from the, right? It is originated from dorsal part of lower rib. Right? Here we are taking upper rib. This is a lower rib. This is the ventral part. This is the dorsal part. Right? It is arising from the dorsal part of lower rib and inserted into ventral part of the upper rib. Inserted into ventral part of the upper rib. See, it is arising from the dorsal part of lower rib and inserted into the, whenever these internal intercostal muscles are contract, the ribs and sternum shift downwards and inward. That means I told you, forceful in expiration. Whenever the forceful expiration, the rib cage and sternum move downward and inward, right? That will be occur due to internal intercostal muscles contraction, right? So it helps in the forceful expiration, right? During the forceful expiration, which is a voluntary activity. Forceful expiration is automatically voluntary activity. Just now I said, whenever you sit in the doctor suggests to take the long breath. At the time what happens? You're taking a long breath. At the same time, forcefully how to expel. At the time you are forcefully expelling, immediately what happened? Ribs and sternum shift downward and inward inside the. So whenever you send the ribs and sternum inward, the air try to come outward forcefully. That's what is called forceful expiration. It is an involuntary process which is controlled by, it is this type of contraction of internal intercostal muscles are controlled by cerebrum. So cerebrum mostly it is a main center to control all voluntary actions. In that, one of the voluntary action is the forceful expiration. That forceful expiration is done by the due to movement of internal intercostal muscles. These internal intercostal muscles are present between the ribs, that is between the upper rib and lower rib, but the origin is very important between the origin of external intercostal muscle and internal intercostal muscle. The origin of external intercostal muscle is, it is originated from the upper rib of dorsal side, that is the dorsal part of upper rib and ventral part of the lower rib. That means it is originated from the dorsal part of upper rib, dorsal part of upper rib and inserted into the lower rib of the ventral side. That means ventral part of the lower rib. Right? Next, whenever you come to the internal intercostal muscles, these are internal intercostal muscles. These are external intercostal muscles. These internal intercostal muscles are originated from the dorsal side of the lower rib, inserted into the ventral side of the upper rib. Right? If you remember the diagram, you can understand easily intercostal muscles. So intercostal muscles and diaphragm play very important role in inspiration. Right? At the same time, one more muscle is present in our body, that is called abdominal muscles. Right? These abdominal muscles also helps in during forceful expiration. Let us see how the abdominal muscles are useful in forceful expiration. Thank you.